So good evening, you beautiful people. Those people who are watching on the replay, leave me a hashtag replay in the comments. Those people who are tuning in live, give me your questions. We're going to be talking a lot about all parts of the industry tonight, all kinds of things going down on atsonthis.tv, on and off atsonthis.tv. I'm too excited tonight. Lots to discuss. So thank you for being here if you are here live. I say if you're watching on the replay or you're listening on the Ats on This TV audio experience on iTunes, or it's called Apple Podcasts now, and Spotify, SoundCloud, all those places. Huge shout out to you guys as well. I was just saying before we went live here, shout out to Josh Chadwick tonight, who is tuning in from the airport in Morocco, coming home from his honeymoon. Josh, marks out of 10. How was Morocco? Producer Petch, who works for atsonthis.tv, was on his honeymoon in Mexico last week, another place I haven't been. Do we need to go to Mexico? Do we need to go to Morocco? Because I'm just not well-travelled. What's the best place you've ever been in the world, regardless of it being a honeymoon? Let me know in the chat tonight. And maybe we'll organise an atsonthis.tv member holiday at some point. So good evening, folks. It's Monday the 13th of May. We're almost halfway through the bloody year already, aren't we? Which is crazy. Don't worry where your career has started in the first half of 2024. It can end up in a far bigger, better place at the end of 2024. I'm going to be talking you through some things tonight that are going to help you with that. First things first, I want to recap on a session that we held for members of atsonthis.tv when was it? Was it Thursday, wasn't it? No, was it last Tuesday? When was this? We had an incredible session. It would have been Tuesday because it's Thursday this week, isn't it? With Hollyoaks director and Hollyoaks resident on-set acting coach, Mr. David Crowley. I've been calling him David Crowley for years, and he's so polite, he's never pulled me up on it. So that's something, people. If you ever get an audition with David, it's Crowley. Not Crowley, although he'll never tell you it's not Crowley because he's super, super polite. One of, honest to God, the most legit acting coaches in the industry. There's so many shysters in our industry. There's lots of people who I just don't think, can back their teachings up with any credentials, if I'm honest with you. Lots of people just decide when work's getting a bit slim for them, they'll just teach acting. And I don't know if they should be doing that, to be honest. Just my controversial opinion. David, on the other hand, super, super legit. Was an actor, ran and does run Act Up North, the great acting school up in the north. He's done that for 15 years. He's now a director on Hollyoaks and other TV shows as well. And he's Hollyoaks resident acting coach. So he coaches actors through their screen tests when they're going to be regulars on the show. He coaches actors through difficult storylines. He's helped actors win, British Soap Awards, NTA Awards for best performances on the show. And he just really knows his shit. Honestly, he really, really knows his stuff. And I did a session last year with David, breaking down an audition script for Hollyoaks in particular, going into lots of technique that you can use. It's quite simple but super effective, and I promise you, even myself, who went to one of the best drama schools in the country, did not learn this stuff. No one's really teaching this stuff at drama school. We just pranced around for a bit, did Brecht and a bit of Shakespeare, and then we gave our 15 grand and off we pop. Today, the same degree would be £55,700. Don't think it's really worth the money. So David took us through a session last year that I thought was so good. We've got to get him back. So this is part 2. I've called it there, Status and Power Types. Nailing Your Audition Prep, part 2, because the original one was part 1. We looked at something called Status and Power Types with Hollyoaks director and on-set acting coach David Crowley. Nearly said Crowley again. It was a 2-hour session. If you're a member of atsonthis.tv, the full replay is in your members area right now. If you were on the call, let me know in the chat what your biggest takeaway was. And for those people who weren't on that call, you want to see how the Ats on This sessions work. If you're an actor and you want to work more in TV, we sit down every week with the biggest names in the game: casting directors, agents, actors, writers, directors, and producers. Here's a little mashup, just 2 minutes and 20 seconds, to show you a little bit of how that session went, and then we'll discuss it after this. Hollyoaks director and on-set acting coach, it's David Crowley, back on Act on This. David, it's so good to have you back, mate. How are you?
I love giving actors an opportunity. On my last block, I gave an actor his first ever TV role, which I was really happy about. I like that because it's what I'm about. Tonight,
we're going to go heavy, David, on audition prep, yeah? And we're going to start with 2 areas of character development that you're going to take us through. First up, David, we're going to look at defining the status of your character.
Sometimes actors think that status is just there for when it's a really obvious power battle between two people, but status exists constantly throughout our real lives in lots and lots of different ways. So we only get physical status and vocal status through social status. Social status is really important because society doesn't necessarily mean the big picture like the UK or the world. Social status can be as small as another person in the room.
So next up, looking at the power your character has in the scene through our power types.
Power types are really important for us to help dictate how we are socially, how we are vocally, and how we are physically in a scene. Connection power is who we are connected to that makes us feel something about ourselves.
Let's apply all of this to an actual script.
You told my officer you were ready to talk?
Well, I know lots of things, Detective. I was top of my class at school. What are you after in particular?
That was a really, really, really good cold read, and I mean that sincerely. You've literally just picked that up, but immediately got into the spirit of the scene. Technique's there to give you a crutch and to support you. It's not there to tell you what to do. Some of the best auditions I've ever seen are people that are playful. They're just up for playing. I said it before, the actor is the child that survived.
Boom! The full session with David is in the members area literally right now. Honestly, it was absolutely fascinating, and it's stuff that we don't do that regularly on Act on This, where we actually do physical script work. A lot of what Act on This is about is the business side of this business. It's there to help you with all our sessions, get auditions, sign with an agent, get auditions, reach out to casting directors yourself, take control of your career, show reels, headshots, marketing, side hustles to get your day job, all the business side of the business, ultimately, that to be, without sounding crude, earns you money, basically can just help you actually make a living out of this industry. But that session with David, it's like only the second one we've done where we really sort of dive into technique. I've never done that before because I've never wanted to run acting classes, to be honest. I never want to be an acting coach in that sense. There's so many acting classes out there. You got millions to choose from. No one else does what we do. Act on This. But it has made me think that we should do that more often. And I was thinking, we have some like regular features on Act on This. So once a quarter, we do something called Act on This Answers, which is a massive 2.5 hour Q&A with me and producer Petch, where you can jump on and ask anything that you want. We've obviously got our Rapid Fire Friday sessions. We have what do we do regularly as well? We do like Cocktails and Conversation, which is twice a year when we just let our hair down basically as a community. We do Showreel Surgery with Chris Stone. That's a quarterly feature where we dive into showreels, play out 5 members' showreels. Chris critiques them. We go over an 8-step formula for really smashing out your best showreel ever. They're all kind of regular features, and then every week, when we're not doing those, we're getting guests on, big casting directors, agents, actors, writers, directors, producers, etc. But I thought we should maybe make David and these script sessions a regular feature once a quarter. What do you reckon? If you're here live, let me know on Facebook what you think. While you're doing that, I'm just going to make sure no one else is waiting to get in the Facebook group. But do you reckon we should, we should do that once a quarter for members of actonthis.tv? We'll bring David on. We'll look at another audition script. We'll go through another part of script technique. Dive into a script, get a few people on camera, get them to read it. And we'll just look at more technique work basically. So do let us know. Lifon, or I'm probably butchering your name as well. I'm getting everyone's name wrong tonight. It says just signed up to the membership tonight. Yes, can't wait to catch up with everything. Also managed to get myself a small role in the upcoming Winnie the Pooh horror universe franchise on the new Peter Pan Neverland Nightmare film. Nice. The Winnie the Pooh horror film that came out a couple of years ago. What was it called? I can't remember what it was called. But it did really well. Like, at the box office, independent horror is kind of like it's the genre where if you've not got a mega multi-million-dollar budget, you can still do really, really well. Horror seems to have like this real cult following. And the Winnie the Pooh, I don't think it had a mega budget, but it did really well. So fair play. Thank you, Lifon. I can't say your name, can I? But thank you for joining us on this. Can't wait to see you on a call. I'll show you a little preview of what's coming up this week. And obviously there's 140 sessions, so getting on for 300 hours already in the members area that you can dive into literally right now. Stay here for a bit though, and you can get into bed in a bit and watch your first feature. So that's David. Yeah, let us know if we should have that every quarter. So let's have a look. Terry says yes, David is brilliant. Sam says yes. Samantha says yes as well. David Crowley's awesome, says Jade. He taught me at Ads Up North a long time ago. Nick's up for keeping it all businessy. So just be once a quarter though, Nick. Everything else is businessy. Samantha says love doing script work. Nick, it looks like you're outvoted, mate. Look, I'll put a poll up in the Facebook group and we'll get everybody's input in it. But I think it's just quite interesting for me anyway. I think the way that I've got so, not stuck in a rut because what I do works, but I've got so used to approaching a script in my own way that maybe I've just stopped, not really purposely, but I've just stopped learning because I've just gone, oh, well, this works. And, you know, been at drama school, kind of know my approach. But I think sometimes you can hear something from somebody else and you don't necessarily take all of what they've said and go, right, I'm gonna implement all of this technique into my work. There might just be one thing. So now, you know, from that session, you might be like, well, you know what, status is something that I've not really specifically thought of when I've been looking at audition scenes. So I will just look at how the status through a few of these power types. We go over 6 power types in that session, how it works, you know, because I do think that's quite useful. Like, you know, we talk about agreed power. There's different power types, but I thought agreed power was quite interesting in terms of, you know, there are certain people in society that we just agree have power. Like David said, you walk into the doctors and you pretty much just do as you're told because there's just agreed power there. You know, you are the patient, they are the doctor. They say go behind the screen and take your clothes off. Like that's kind of what you do. But in a scene, it's interesting to play with those power types and go, well, hang on a minute, does this character I'm playing actually agree with this power? You know, what connection power do they have? Because maybe they know this guy's dad and this guy doesn't know that he knows their dad. So he's got power in terms of his connection power there, but he's also got knowledge power because he knows this guy's dad, but this guy doesn't know he knows his dad, if you know what I mean. So there's lots of dynamics you can kind of come up with and go, hang on a minute, that definitely makes it more interesting. Even if it's not verbally, you just playing that out in your head could absolutely inflect how you deliver your lines in an interesting manner. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I don't do any of that work really. I've just maybe I'm resting on my laurels. Just like I can act now, but we can always improve, can't we? So yeah, we'll see. We shall see. What we shall see. Nick's got a fair point there. He says you can be an awesome actor, but if you're not getting in the room, exactly. That's why 11 out of the 12 sessions a quarter would be getting you in the room. If we did it once a quarter, it'd only be 1. But I'm going to leave it to the community. Going to leave it to you guys. So let us know. Questions. If people have got questions, I'm going to answer all those at the end. Keep your questions. We'll do Q&A in the last 10 minutes of tonight. So if you're putting them in the chat and I'm missing them, apologies. But yeah, just keep your questions and I will absolutely address everything at the end of this session tonight at about 10 to 10. So go check that out. actonthis.tv. All that's in the members area right now. We've got some absolutely cracking sessions coming up over the next couple of weeks for members. Like I say, if you're an actor and as Nick said there, you want to get in the room more, you want to basically, if you like acting and money and you want to actually get money by acting, join Acts on This because it will absolutely help you achieve that. Next up, right, on my list, sort of like this is a little bit of a fun bit. And remember what I said last week, there is absolutely no pressure for anybody to get involved in this. I'm not here and never have been to sell anybody anything inside this industry. But for many, many years now, I've been asked by members of our community to create some Act on This merch. Okay, I've never thought of doing it in the past. I'm like, no, it's not important. Maybe no one, they don't really want it. And then you keep asking me for it and keep asking it. Every meet-up that we do, because we do in-person meet-ups for members as well. We've got one coming up on the 1st of June, Saturday the 1st of June. Brand new venue in London, by the way, I'm going to talk to you about in a bit. And our first one in Birmingham on the 1st of June as well. I'll be hosting the Manchester one on the 1st of June with Petch. And people are like, we want to come in T-shirts and hoodies and things to these. So I'm like, right, we're going to make it happen. Now, I shared with you guys last week the preview of the Acts on This merch store. Now, this isn't open yet. I'll go to it now. You'll be able to find this. I'm hoping I'm going to launch this on Wednesday this week, right? 2 days' time. You'll be able to find it at shop.actonthis, www.actonthis.tv. No www dots because it's what's called a subdomain. Don't need to get technical, but you don't put the www dot. It's just shop.actonthis.tv. You can go there now and you'll see a box to put your email address in, and I'll notify you when it opens. But I'm going to let everybody know when it opens. And I've designed these t-shirts with our famous "Bye for now." What do you call it? Like tagline or catchphrase on the back of them. So Act on This on the front, "Bye for now" on the back, because I say that at the end of every single session that we do on Act on This. It just became a thing, didn't it? So "Bye for now." Genuinely premium grade t-shirts these as well. I didn't want to get shit. That I remember me telling you this. I didn't want to get like just really cheap crap that you put through the wash once and it just falls apart. That would not make me very happy. So I got the best that we could. I've managed to source these hoodies and drop them by a tenner since last week. I said these are too expensive in my opinion at 55 quid. But it's not really up to me. Well, it is obviously up to me, the price, but I can't lose money on them. So I went and I found a different supplier. We can do them at 45. I'm not making a single penny on this, by the way, just to be upfront with you. And that's why I'm not bothered if anybody buys them. If these are too expensive for you, please don't get into debt to buy these. This is just to give you guys what you said you've wanted. So black, white and grey, 45 for the hoodies, 29 for the tees. Now, again, before I open the store, because I could have opened it last week, I wanted to put this stuff through its paces, and I wanted to wash it and wash it and wash it, and I wanted to pretend I hadn't read the washing instructions and put it through the tumble dryer. And you shouldn't. If you do buy this stuff, don't put it through the tumble dryer. But I did, because I thought, what happens if someone does and they forget by mistake? Again, I don't want it to shrink and fall apart. I'm very happy to say, in my hand here, dun, 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 this has been washed and washed and washed and washed. The print is still great. And look at this. Bum, bum, bum. Bye for now. Still very bright, vibrant. It's not shit either, because look, no like labels. We even got custom printed. How do I show you that? Custom printed labels. Can you see in the top right hand corner the logo there? That's on the back. I can't show you. In every t-shirt, every hoodie. So they're the tees. They're nicely fitted tees as well. So they are more of an athletic fit. I didn't want like some tubular baggy crap. So make sure you check the size charts out, and there is size charts on there. Make sure you buy to your size. Obviously, this is all custom printed, so there are no returns. If it turns up with a hole in it, there's returns. But you buy, and because it's custom printed, we don't hold stock of these. You know, please be responsible and buy the size that you want. Hoodies, bum, 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 exactly the same. Washed and washed and washed. Didn't shrink at all. Double seams on the bottom. Can't really show you, can I, with a mic? But like, good, not again tubular baggy nonsense. Bye for now. Nice and bright on the back. I will be completely honest with you, because this is heavyweight material, as opposed to the t-shirt, it's very lightweight and lovely soft cotton. I wanted these to be relatively thick. They're still summery. They're not going to be like too hot. They're not dead thick. But because the grain of the material is thicker in terms of the thread, the print on them, it still looks quite bright, but the print is definitely, you can see the grain a little bit through the print, because this is what's called sublimation printing. So the ink goes into the garment itself. So you can see, I can't really show you, but I don't know if you can tell there, but you can see through the white bit there. I can still see the grain of the material. Looks good though. I just wanted to, just let you know the brightness of the print on the t-shirt, because it's a finer weave. The t-shirt paint, like the sublimation printing, is brighter on the tee than it is on the hoodie. But you can still see, still nice and bright. So I've tried to trash them, and I've not managed to. So I'm very happy to sell you these. So what I've got to do a couple of test orders this week. They're the samples. I've got to do a proper order. I've literally got to buy it from myself. And then that does mean I even have to pay tax on it myself, and then pay... I basically buy something for myself, I pay VAT on it, and then I've got to pay corporation. I basically just pay more than you'll pay for it to just do a test one myself. But I'm going to do that tomorrow, and then I'm hoping I'll be able to send you guys an email. Everyone on the Acts on this email list. Members will get it first, obviously. I'm going to send you all, every member will get an email on Wednesday, and you'll be able to dive in and get one. For the first 100, it's only the first 100 they have, if I can show you this. The first 100 have first edition. Where's the camera? See that? So the first 100 have the first edition print on the bottom there. any you buy after the first 100 will still look the same. They just won't have the first edition. So there's 100 black, 100 white, and 100 grey in the first edition ones, and then after that they'll just be, unlimited runs basically without that logo on them. So yeah, if you're an OG and you want to turn up to the Acts on This in-person meetups with some merch, you can now get it. And what I'm probably going to do as well is I'm going to launch a line of T-shirts. They'll be the only hoodies, I think. But I want to launch more T-shirts with, as I said last week, we sort of came up with some, didn't we, on last week's call? Some like actor phrases that only people in our industry would get. Things like, on the front, my agent says it's quiet. Stuff like that. Just funny little quotes. So yeah, it's all happening, folks. But yeah, let me know what you think. Hopefully you like it. What's Indra saying here? He wants to model the underwear. There's no underwear, Indra. I'm afraid, mate. Nick, unfortunately, no underwear to model. Josh, no underwear to model. But start your own print-on-demand brand up. Big business, apparently. But yeah, it's interesting. Really happy with the way that it's turned out. So I will keep everybody posted on that. Can it be a tax assessment write-off? Well, no, Sam. Well, I mean, it can be, but I basically, when you buy something from me, so when you guys buy that hoodie for 45 quid, I pay the taxman £9 of that as VAT, which will leave me with 36 quid. And then I pay 25% corporation tax on that, which would be another £7.20. So I give the taxman £16.20 just for every one of those 45 quid hoodies that you buy. And then obviously we've got running costs of the shop on top of that. That's not free. That costs X amount a month for the software, the graphic design. Like, that's what I mean. It's not, I wouldn't want to run a clothes shop. It's not profitable at all. But I'm literally doing it to just give you guys what you want. This is what you asked for. So yeah, we're probably going to do some other stuff as well. I want to get some mugs printed. Again, probably with those logos, not the logos, with those phrases on as well, because I think that'll be quite funny. We've got like mugs, notepads potentially, caps maybe, but we'll see how these do first. My first foray into any merch. So we'll see how we get on. And I'll be buying it through. I could. No, I don't know if I could. If it's Sam, I don't know if I could write it off on myself for my own personal tax. I'm just prepared to take the hit. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna take the hit. So yeah, we're all good. Nick says the first 100 will give you a limited edition skin rash. No skin rash, Nick. I've worn that hoodie without a t-shirt on just to see how soft it is. The little fleece lining. It's beautiful, guys. Honestly. But yeah, don't. I put those through the tumble dryer, but don't put yours through the tumble dryer. I would suggest you don't do that. Just hang them up on a maiden or put them on the washing line if you want to preserve everything as it should be. Right, so that's that. What else is on the list? Right, okay. Need your input on something. I'm thinking of changing up the way that I live stream, and Facebook have changed a lot of stuff up actually in terms of I'm live streaming now into the Acts on This Facebook group. Facebook have made that a lot more difficult, and they've made it quite difficult for any other outside software to integrate with that and to capture comments and all this sort of stuff. I could see people, because the group is private as well. That's why I'll just check, make sure nobody's still waiting to get in. I know that can cause issues. So, for example, Tamia White was waiting in the queue there. Now they are in. So hopefully they can join us on this live stream. But I know, people have to be part of the group. I'm aware that there's probably a lot of actors out there who are not able to tune into these sessions because they don't really know where they are. And I saw a couple of people even say, I had a problem finding this one tonight. Obviously, send an email out to the email list and stuff. But if people aren't in this Facebook group, might not be that easy. So I want to know how many people watch YouTube, basically. How many people go, maybe you've got other hobbies, other things, and you go to YouTube regularly. You've got the app installed on your phone. You watch other people's live streams, maybe in different parts of different worlds, not just the acting industry. Because there's some software that I can use that makes it just way easier to go live on YouTube. I can still go live on X at the same time, and it will curate all of the comments. So if anyone comments on X, anyone comments on LinkedIn as well, anyone comments on YouTube, brings them into a lovely little dashboard. I can bring the comments up on screen, read them out, It's a lot more interactive, and even I can get Petch to produce. And say, for example, I don't know, we're doing something that's interactive. If you guys dropped, I could say, right, everybody, you've got to drop Petch a direct message. We'll give his social media account out. If you want to jump on tonight and ask a question, or maybe we're doing something that's interactive, we can send you a link via the software without you installing anything that would bring you into the stream as well. And I just think we could go live through the day more often. We could just do, just a lot more interactive stuff outside of the membership for people who aren't necessarily members, to just find out more about the community and what we do. So I want to know, who's basically a YouTube watcher, and how easy you think that would be for you to just tune in on that. Because I just think we can hit more people. We can hit a bigger audience. Definitely, but without just going live inside this group, and then everybody can benefit from what we do. So let us know. Pops says, it's my first time here. Hello everyone. All right, Pops, thanks for being here. Appreciate it that you found us tonight. So yeah, Sam says she watches YouTube. Samantha says, yeah, I watch and subscribe to channels that I love. Josh watches YouTube every day. I'd watch live on YouTube, says Jade. We'll have to get you on YouTube, Joe. I'm sure we can get you on YouTube. Easy. Joe, watching stuff on YouTube is easier than on Facebook and on Facebook groups. I promise you, if you can make it here, you could absolutely make it to YouTube. It's so straightforward. You just go to the Acts on This YouTube channel, and it'll just be there. Every live video will just be there. You'll get notifications as well if you subscribe to the channel, all that sort of stuff. Jay said, would love that. Sarah Jane said, would watch on YouTube. Di's up for moving with the times. Andrew says, I watch YouTube every day. Would you still remind us on Facebook to tune into YouTube? Yeah, absolutely. So what I'd do is I'd schedule the live on YouTube, and I'd just drop a link well in advance, hours in advance, in the Facebook group. And everyone will still get an email as well. If you're on the email list, I'm still going to email people as well. But you will get a notification. Ultimately, if you just subscribe to the Acts on This YouTube channel, which is free, turn notifications on, which is free, every time you went live, you would just get a notification. But it just means I can bring people on camera. So like tonight, I don't know, if I wanted to, bring one of you guys here, ask the question, and I was like, oh, actually, that's something really interesting. Let's talk about that. Do you want to jump on? You might go, yeah. I could literally just DM you a link, click it on your phone or any device, and you could just come into the room. Easier than Zoom. You don't need to do anything. I literally bring you on camera. You just click a link. You end up in a room. You give permission for your camera and your mic, and then I just bring you on the stage, and you chat. It's just easy peasy. But I just think, and we can go live at different times. I don't know. I've said multiple times before, if 9 o'clock. I mean, we've been going live at 9 o'clock on a Monday for years. I don't know, how people feel about going live a little bit earlier or something. I don't know, 7, 8 o'clock. I don't know whether that's better for people. Because finishing at 10 o'clock at night, it's quite late. And then I have to process the replay, so I'm not behind tomorrow, so it can be quite a late one for myself as well. So I just think there's ways to hit new audiences and mix stuff up this year. So I think we'll probably do that. Me and Petch will go live on YouTube at some point this week, and I will leave a link in advance inside the Facebook group. Anybody who's not part of the Facebook group, it's just facebook.com/groups/Acts on This TV. If you're watching on the replay, come and join the group. There's nearly 10,000 actors in that group. I post all of the stuff that's going down on actsonthis.tv in there. Super helpful community. Ask any questions you want. There is no spam in there at all. We have a zero tolerance to people posting bullshit. We don't have anybody coming in flogging headshots or show reels. They instantly get deleted and banned. It's a real quality group, the Acts on This Facebook group, I like to think, because there's other groups out there that are bigger, but it's just a wall of sales. Just like, come and join my workshop. Come and join my workshop. Come and join my headshot session. Come and join my show reel company. I don't want any of that. It's about Acts on This. The whole group's about what we do at Acts on This and the guests that we have on every single week. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe we will just mix it up a little bit. I feel like I want to mix stuff up this year, change stuff around. So yeah, keep me posted. Jay says 7 to 8 will be better for sure. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, I can go live on Insta as well, Nick, at the same time as well. You mentioned Instagram there as well. Yeah, definitely. No, honestly, I want to do more Instagram lives, TikTok lives as well. I I want to put more free content out there. Just to be honest with you, I mean, we've got an amazing community. We've got about 900 actors in the community already, as in the premium membership. But I just know there's like, every time I meet actors and I tell them about Acts on This, they go, oh my God, why haven't I heard of this already? And then they join and I go, oh my God, why did I not join this 2 years ago? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, if I'm honest with you, I don't know how you don't know about it, because I have tried to shout from the rooftops about this business for 14 years. So I'm like, there's audiences that just don't know about us. So we're going to have to go onto different platforms that I'm not going on at the moment to just tell people about us. And YouTube's definitely one that I think we can use and we can all get along with and just have a nice time on, basically. Right, so let's have a look. 8's fine for the time, says Sam. Earlier would be better, says Sally Ann. Nick likes 9, but he's rogue. We know Nick's rogue. Nick, everything I've suggested tonight, he's just like, no, change, don't like change. I'm keeping it the same. We talk about business and we do it at 9 o'clock. And that's it. But yeah, change is good, Nick, sometimes. We'll coax you through it very gently. Let's have a look. Andrew does writing lessons on YouTube. I love YouTube. I watch YouTube every day. When I'm working, sometimes I have it on my laptop down here. When I'm looking down here, by the way, I'm looking at my laptop. Sorry, I'm not giving people eye contact. Those people on the audio experience, you won't care because you can't see me. But yeah, I'll often have my laptop down here, and that'll be on playing YouTube while I'm working on my iMac here and stuff like that. So yeah, I do like it. So YouTube is a great place to hang out. Sam says as she's lost sound. Sam, I think it's all good for me. Let me know. Anybody else had any sound issues? I'm just going to mute myself for a sec. Nope, all good. Just you, Sam, although there's no point in me saying it's just you because you won't be able to hear me. So, yeah, hopefully you can refresh and come back in. Right, so that's that. That was the next bit that I wanted to go on to. YouTube, yeah. Next up, right, where are you at agent-wise, everybody? I've had a lot of people email me asking for more agents to get on. And to do some updated features with agents we've not had on for years, because obviously their agencies have got bigger, they've expanded. So your wish is my command. This Thursday night, if I go over to actsonthis.tv, let me just look at the shop there. It's beautiful, isn't it? Look, I've done all this design, as well. And I'm not an expert, but, if you want it bad enough, you'll find a way. If you don't, you find an excuse. Right. Let's look at this anyway. So let me go on to the live broadcast schedule. You'll find this at actonthis.tv/live. You'll see all the live calls that are coming up. For those people who are new, I sit down every single week on Zoom for members of actonthis.tv. If you remember, you get invited to these closed-door private Zoom calls with the biggest casting directors, agents, actors, writers, directors, and producers in TV. Who's that down there? Zach G just bought a yearly membership. Thanks, Zach G. Whoever Zach G is, appreciate you. 2 days, 21 hours and 51 minutes. So this is taking place on Thursday, the 16th of May, 2024. Going to be joined by this handsome chap here. Look, he's an agent. Look at that. It's like a headshot from a magazine, that, isn't it? Guy Howe, founder. Well, I put CEO there, but I think he likes going by founder. He says CEO sounds too grand, but he's a CEO, really. CEO and agent, head agent at WGM Atlantic Group, a real great agency. They started off in Manchester, expanded to real offices in London, not just a phone number in London that diverts to Manchester. Real offices in New York now as well. Guy's just a great hustler, just a proper hard-working guy is Guy, with a great roster of actors, all working on great stuff, working at the top of TV, film and theatre. I think you'll just love him. There's a session with him in the members area right now, but I can't believe, and it's interesting because normally you won't find anything in the members area normally that's over 2 years old. Stuff is still relevant that's 2 years old, but I try and bring back people at least like once a year to do an update. Guy, I didn't realise he just slipped through the net. We've not had him on in over 3 years. So the agency's changed a lot. So on this session, we're going to be looking at the agency, all the agents within the agency. We're going to reverse engineer 3 of Guy's latest signings, so clients, actors that have approached him for rep and their approach, what they did right, why he wanted to meet them, why he signed them. So you'll see 3 of his clients and why he signed them recently. So hopefully you can reverse engineer that, and if you want to approach Guy for rep yourself, you can implement that in your approach. That's why we do this. It's not just theory. I'm like, look, I want to get as many people here signed with great agents as possible. So I'll ask all the questions that everybody else is afraid to ask, basically. So that's happening this Thursday. There'll be a chance for people to jump on camera, have a little one-to-one with Guy if we've got time as well, ask your questions. But yeah, if you're, we're halfway through the year now, almost. If you're like, oh God, the agent that I signed with in 2023 hasn't really paid off. I've not had an audition this year. It's not really working. Maybe you're thinking of changing agents. Maybe you've not got an agent at all and you're looking for your first agent. Or maybe, you know what, you're happy with the agent you've got and you're just looking to build a better relationship with them, learn some strategies and tactics of how you can, squeeze every bit of juice out of that relationship to get more opportunity. We're going to be talking about that as well. But this is happening Thursday night. I'm going to play a little trailer out so you can see Guy here in his swanky office, although I don't think you can see much of it in the background because it's only a small square. But Thursday night, 7:30 p.m, actonthis.tv/live. Go get a membership. You'll get access to this session and every session we have moving forward. I'll show you what else is coming up in a minute because we've got some incredible casting directors on the way as well. Actors, how are you getting on with your agent right now? Maybe you're looking for your first agent, looking to change agents, or simply looking to work even more effectively with your current agent. Whatever boat you're in, you're going to find this week's actonthis.tv live mastermind session invaluable. It's taking place on Thursday, the 16th of May at 7:30 p.m. on Zoom with this absolute legend here, founder and agent at WGM Atlantic Group. It's Guy Howe, back on Act on This. Guy, amazing to have you back, mate. What are we going to be covering on Thursday night then?
Well, Ross, thank you for having me. We're going to cover the ethos behind what we do. Obviously, as a company, as agents, we all have different opinions. So the subjectivity within that, and obviously how to map out an actor's career from getting from A to B, and the best way to do that most efficiently.
Absolutely, and we're going to be reverse engineering 3 of Guy's clients, 3 recent signings, actors that have approached WGM for representation, have got that approach right, have got signed. We're going to be looking at exactly what they did, why Guy signed them, so that you guys, if you're looking to get rep from WGM this year, you can hopefully get it right as well. You can implement what those guys did in your approach. If you want to get involved in this, get yourself over right now to actonthis.tv/live for full details of this session. And every session, we sit down almost every single week with the biggest casting directors, agents, actors, writers, directors, and producers in TV, helping you push your acting career forward faster. And Guy, you'll be used to this. I think I asked you this last time, but I'm going to put you on the spot. Why don't actors want to miss this session in particular?
Well, I've been begging Ross to let me do this for 4 years. Every week I'd call him saying, please, Ross, please. And he would say, no, Guy, we've got more important guests. Bye for now. And finally, he's given me this wonderful opportunity. So I'm super psyched. It's going to be amazing. I've got so many industry truths that I just want to share with you all. So come, we'll have fun. It'll be nice.
I love it. I love it. I've definitely not denied him, but you've got to be there. It might be 4 years till he gets back on. Be there, folks. Act on this. actonthis.tv/live. It's getting carried away there. I forgot to put the camera back on. Guys, is a top bloke, honestly, and it might be 4 years till he gets back on. So you've got to be there live if you want to, get your questions answered. But yeah, honestly, I know there's a lot of people looking for rep right now. I only bring agents on that I really believe in and that I've got a great track record. Guy is one of those. So yeah, join us Thursday night. If you can't be there live, all members get access to the full recording the very next day. At the moment, there's roughly, in fact, let's go and look. Because I think there's definitely 140 sessions that I've kept in the members area. We've recorded 948, I think, over the years. I keep roughly 150-ish in the members area at any one time. 143, there you go. So 143 features already in the members area with the biggest casting directors, agents, actors, writers, directors, and producers in TV. Really, really massive names as well. Like, top agents. You can see there, top casting directors, Dan Hubbard, legend, was on recently. Catherine Willis, Amy Jackson, Bridget and casting director Kelly Valentine-Henry, who's coming back on. She just emailed me the other day saying she's done so many great projects this year, so wants to come and talk about those. I think Q4 this year. We got great people. Oh, Aisha Bywaters has just confirmed she's coming back on. 2 times BAFTA winner now. Will be with us, I think, first week of June for Aisha. Just brilliant bloody people, basically. So please join us on Thursday night if you can make it. If you can't, as I say, it's all cool. We'll record it and put it in the members area the very next day for you. But yeah, it will be great to see you there live. Pop says that his laptop can't use Zoom. Pops, have you got an iPhone? Have you got an iPad? Any tablet, Android, anything like that, just install Zoom on your phone. Loads of people tune in on their phone. And like I say, if you can't ever make a session, if you did want to get a membership, you can get access to the full replay that requires no Zoom the very next day. Just you'll get the video and the audio as well. I always give people the audio only version because you might want to listen to it rather than watch it. You might want to listen to it in the car while you're walking the dog, while you're getting your workout done in the morning, whatever. So make it as accessible as possible. Di says she's still got no agent for acting, but commercial agent is doing an amazing job. Been getting in the room for some huge brands over the last couple of months, hardly a week without a casting. Di, yes. The money is, I'm telling you, the money is coming back in commercials. The money is absolutely coming back in commercials without, I'm dead transparent. I'll just tell you. I always talk about money because I think it's important and I think it's everybody's right to have it and earn it in the industry. If you don't want it for yourself, you can do incredible things with it for your family and for your friends and your kids. And I don't think it's something that should be shied away from. I think a lot of people, particularly here in the UK, I don't know, class it as a dirty word. I'm like, it really isn't. It really, really isn't. It's one of the most important things in your life if you want to have an easier life. It can absolutely not make you happy. 100%. Your relationships and your connection with people is way, way, way more important. But it can certainly take away crazy stresses. But the commercial landscape, Di, is really bouncing back from a marketing perspective. I think people's marketing budgets are now coming back. I think COVID smashed them apart, and stuff really fell. 10 years ago, the average you'd get from an advert would be like 10 grand, lots of money. And then we saw everything, sort of a lot of marketing agencies, it was like a race to the bottom. Loads of marketing agencies were setting up. They all wanted to undercut each other. And by undercutting each other, they were just doing them all out of money because it was like, well, I'll do it for 50 quid less. Well, I'll do it 50 quid less. I'll do it 50 quid less. Before you knew it, they were 5 grand less than it used to be. And that was obviously affecting actors and performers because we're often the last people to get paid in that. But I'm seeing a lot of briefs going out for decent money now. Some stuff like 20, 30,000 quid. I just did an Oreo advert, admittedly the voiceover and usage on that now, to be completely transparent with people, is nearly 25,000 quid, which is mad, And again, it's why I'm telling people to get, really start thinking properly about voiceover. Otherwise, I'll just have it all if you don't want it. It's fine. But there's a session in the members area with my voiceover agents. We talk about getting representation. We talk exactly which mic I use. I recorded those Oreo adverts on this microphone. That's about 140 quid. Obviously, your talent, you've got to know what you're doing. I've been doing voiceover for nearly 20 years. So, it's not just get into a booth, have a nice microphone and you can do it. It's a lot of training involved. You've got to look at it like you look at your acting career, take it as seriously as your acting career, really put the hours in. But the rewards are there if you're good at this. And I just think, commercial-wise, budgets are coming back, which is great, which means brands have more money, which means the economy is recovering, which means we need more creatives. There'll be more work out there. It's all good. Money does, to a certain extent, make the world go round. Love is more important. I appreciate that. But the two biggest things that actors complain about to me all the time is lack of time, lack of money. Well, earning more money frees up the time, and earning more money gets rid of your money troubles. So it's not something we should shy away from, really. So I'm going to bring my voiceover agents back on, by the way. You'll see in that session, if you do watch it in the members area, my voiceover agents, the voiceover gallery, just celebrated their 20th anniversary. Shout out to Mary Lou Thistleton-Smith, who set the agency up. She's an absolute freaking legend, changed my life. So grateful to her. And all the agents who have worked at the agency as well. But you'll see a session with Lizzie and Alex in the members area. Alex has now left the voiceover gallery to set up his own acting agency. So Alex is going to come back on to talk about his acting agency. And then I'm going to bring the voiceover gallery on, Lizzie and the new agent at the voiceover gallery who deals with the English department. I'm going to bring them both on to do a new session on voiceover as well. So check out that one in the members area right now, but we will update that soon as well. Because it's a great market to work in, folks. Definitely something people should explore, but you must take it seriously, train in it, and that's the only way to really kind of be successful. Let's have a look. What other questions have we got here? Live on, I'm saying your name wrong again, but said, wanted to find out, Ross, I'm with an acting agent from Liverpool. They're listed on my spotlight. When I want to apply for something, there's a button that says nudge the job to your agent, but I've heard some actors with agents get a message saying, please speak to your agent to submit you. Would you know how it works for everyone and yourself? This is a discussion you probably want to have with your agent, how they want you to work, because they might have a way of working that they prefer. But normally when you nudge your agent, basically, it just sends a message to your agent about the casting. 9 times out of 10, if I've ever done that, my agent's already subbed me anyway because they've seen it as well, but it is quite useful. A lot of agencies have WhatsApp groups. Some people want to deal on email. That might not be, the spotlight nudge might not be the most efficient way for your agent. So it's worth having a chat with them and saying, listen, if I see something come up that I definitely want to be subbed for, how is best to let you know about that? They're probably subbing you anyway, but it's always best to check. Don't just presume. But that's how that normally works. Yeah, you can just nudge them and they'll get a notification to say, Live on, if I'm saying your name wrong, has nudged you about this job. And no agent should kick off about that. That's fine. I don't know if they can turn that off on their agency profile though. And that might be why you get that message. Anyone else, let me know if you use that regularly and if that sounds about right. But yeah, that's all good. But yeah, just check in with them how they prefer you to work with them, definitely. Right, let's see what other questions we have got here. Sam says she just emailed Martin Gibbons for commercial work with my spotlight. Yeah, Martin does some great adverts, really good adverts. Martin tends to do a lot of... Martin's based in Manchester. Martin Gibbons, great casting director for commercials. Does an awful lot of the sports and the football ads. Man United, Man City, all those kind of ads. Was the guy who did the Warburton's ads, when Sylvester Stallone and Robert De Niro were in them. We had an Acts on This member, one of my best mates, God rest his soul, Eric James Dean, legend, member of Acts on This.tv, that's how I met him. Passed away a few years ago. But he was in that advert with, I think it was the Sylvester Stallone one. It tied up as he was driving out in the Warburton's truck. I think he tied him up in the security office, played like a security guard, tied up. So Martin did all those adverts, still some really big brands. He's a great guy to know. There is a session with him in the members area on actsonthis.tv. That is, or is it still there? Maybe it's not still there because that is an old one. I've texted him recently, but I've not had a reply. I'll try and get him to come back on because I'd love to chat to Martin. He's a really, just a sound bloke. Really good guy. Jay's looking for a new agent. Needs to update all the stuff. She says, what are your thoughts on Actors Studio showreel packages? I know there's Ryan Kerwin and Chris Stone, but it's a bit further out from London. Chris is so in my opinion, I can't speak for anybody else, but in my opinion, Chris is the best in the country. We do a session once a quarter called Showreel Surgery. I wonder if I can play you. In fact, no, I'll just share my screen and I'll show you where you can find... If you go to actsonthis.tv and... Let's have it. If you go into the preview... Are you Jade, are you a member? Are you a member of the site? Or are you just joining us this evening? No pressure if you're not, so it's totally cool. But if you go to actsonthis.tv, you can click into this preview section here on the top and you can scroll through all of the little 2-minute previews of all of the features on here. So these are like 2-minute trailers effectively for the 2-hour sessions that we do. Week before last, we had our showreel surgery session with Chris. So we play out 5 member showreels. We play out some of Chris's latest work. One of those showreels we played out, actually Chris edited, and there was some of his work in it as well, so you get to see a bit more of Chris's work on this one. And we go through an 8-step formula of really nailing your showreel. In my opinion, yeah, Chris's stuff in terms of the quality, sound-wise, audio-wise, and visuals, by far the best. Chris is a screenwriter, so he works with his wife Steph, who's a great colour grader as well, writes scripts as well, so they write you things from absolute scratch. They don't regurgitate scripts or give you stuff they've already shot with other people. So I can vouch for them, and I know they're a bit outside London. They're in Stoke, so they're in the Midlands, but if you book your train well in advance, you can probably get a train ticket for 30 quid or something like that, and yeah, it might take you an hour and a half or whatever, but it's so worth the extra travel to just not have to get your showreel done again. Someone messaged me today to say that they'd gone with another company, and they're a member of Acts on This. They see me talk about Chris all the time, and they'd seen this other person's stuff and seemed to think it was all right. It was good, and now they just messaged me on Facebook. I'll without saying the name, I'll show. This is legit. Let me just read this to you. I'm sure it's on here. I've not replied yet. Said, sorry to message you at this time. Recently had my show reels emailed to me from this company. Want your opinion. Basically, I found these issues with my reels. 1, the sound quality seems quite muffled and unclear. And 2, the editing seems a bit choppy. I know you've got the show reel surgery coming up. I'm not uploading them to YouTube yet, and I'm still to get feedback to the company I've used. I don't want to pay them until I'm 100% happy. This person just wants me to look at them for them. The amount of messages I get like that, so I've not had a chance to even reply yet. I get a lot of messages like that weekly from people who go to other people, and they just regret it. Honestly, Chris is expensive. I get that. I think he's about £400 for one scene. You don't need more than one scene to pique a casting director's interest if you get your casting type right and you know where you want to pitch yourself and to who. So if you're starting out in the industry and you're looking for your first job, if you know your casting type, you know your day player type that you would play in a lot of serial drama, not necessarily the big high-end multi-million pound per hour shows. A lot of people start off in serial drama, Casualty, Emmerdale, Corrie, Hollyoaks, EastEnders, those kind of shows. One scene, if you shoot it with Chris, 400 quid, and you really get it right, you know your type, you explain that to Chris, you get it in alignment, you don't go, I want a space scene and I want some fantasy bullshit. If you get that right and you know the casting teams you're going to get that in front of, 14 words, so one line on Hollyoaks will get you £1,000. That's 2 times minimum what it's going to cost you to get a showreel scene shot. For me, I'm like, just take your business seriously. If you were doing any other business, you're a plumber, you'd buy the best tools for the job. If you're a decorator, I'm sure you wouldn't want to scrimp on the paint you buy for your first few clients. When you're decorating the living room, you don't want a shit job the first time round, do you? Because you're not going to get your second one. So for me, it's just worth paying that little bit extra, really getting it right. And then you'll get your money back. You'll double your money. And then from there, you can buy another scene. You're still 400 quid up. Then you've got the scene on the telly as well, 2 scenes that you've paid for, and that's your reel for the foreseeable. And then that'll get you another job. You replace one of those scenes with the telly job. Eventually, you end up with just telly on your reel, or if some of those scenes are great, you can keep them on as well. But yeah, I would always just do your research on that. But yeah, Chris, I can really vouch for. The other people you mentioned there, I don't know their stuff. But just do your due diligence, Jade, definitely, because you don't want that regret. People do it with headshots as well. I always recommend people like Tony Blake. I think he's fantastic. Yellow Belly are very popular. I think it's getting to a point where the market's quite saturated with those shots. I can see Yellow Belly shots everywhere. So I don't know how long people will stand out with those shots, but they are very, very good at what they do. But then I'll see people go, I don't want to spend that amount of money. Or Tony Blake's not even expensive. It's crazy cheap, stupidly cheap. It's about 140 quid. But then they go and get headshots, and the first thing they do is say, I hate them, and I saw them, and I just wanted to cry. I'm like, oh, God. It's because you went to someone who wasn't even a headshot photographer. They were an editorial photographer, or they take photos of cars, and they just said they can do your headshot. You need to go to real headshot photographers. So yeah, check out chrisstoneshowreels.com. Watch some of Chris Stone's work, but I like Chris. I know Di's just shot with Chris as well. I can't wait to see that scene, Di. It looked like the set that you used was a period drama scene, wasn't it? It looked gorgeous, so looking forward to seeing that. Right, let's have a look. What's going on here? The Volvo commercial, 15 grand for voiceover. Yeah, Di, honestly, money's coming back. The money's coming back in commercials, both in front of and behind the camera, whether it's voiceover or you're actually in vision as well. Josh auditioned for a Citroen one not long ago. That was 10 grand and a week in Hungary. It's good to hear. Good to hear. Definitely. Jade says, how did you go about getting a commercial agent, Di? Have you answered that? Yeah, you've answered that there. Says, I was emailing for rep, and this agent got back saying they couldn't offer full rep, so that's for acting and commercial work, but they'd like to meet me to discuss commercial rep. You'll find sometimes, Jade, agencies will have a commercial division, and they will have the capacity to take on more clients than the strictly acting side of the agency. And that requires a little bit more sort of personal management, I suppose. Whereas commercials, a lot goes off appearance. And you must be in vogue, Di. People just want you in all the ads. So yeah, they're normally happier to take on more clients in the commercial department. Actors still have to act. Obviously, you've still got to be good, but yeah, a lot of commercials. God, I've done commercials where I sat on a bed for 5 seconds. I'm like, there's no acting required. That was 4 grand that as well. I'd literally sat on a bed, honest to God, for 5 minutes for this advert for a company called Perfect Home years ago. It's one of these companies where you get a telly on the Never Never, you end up paying it £2 a week, but for the rest of your life. So 500 quid telly costs you 35 grand. But yeah, it was for one of those companies. I had to sit on a bed watching telly with my pretend wife. We literally just sat there and got 4 grand each. I was like, I'll take that. So yeah, commercials is decent. Nick, I met Isha. So he's talking about Isha, a great director. Yeah, he's directing something called Missing You, a drama based on Harlan Noble, Harlan Coben's novel. I think of the same title. I was at the read-throughs for it, Nick, and I was just I went for coffee with Isha on Sunday before last, I think, and then I went and I was reading with the one of the lead actress in that as well. Wanted to go through some scenes, so met in town, and yeah, Isha's going to come on and do a podcast with us as well on Acts on This. He's great, really great director. Just did Ridley. I think he just came off Ridley. He's now doing Missing You. Proper articulate though, Nick. Did you meet him at a workshop, mate? I think you said you did. But yeah, he's really good guy. So he'll be coming on when he's finished filming though. He'll come on after that. I think that's going to be July, and then we'll sit down and talk about how it went. Jade says she's not a member yet, but we'll be joining. Get on it, Jade. Will be great. Yeah, will be awesome to see you on one of the live calls. If you get a membership this week, if you jump on Thursday night, we do like a Q&A section where we bring people on camera. If you've got a good question about agents, drop it in the chat. So it's the first time you've been on and you're new, and I'll try and bring you on camera and you can have a little chat with Guy. We'll get some new faces on. Pop says, I remember the Stallone Warburton's adverts. They're good. They were really good. Didn't they do one? Didn't they do a great Warburton's advert with the Muppets? That was a good one, wasn't it, as well? I dread to think the budget Warburton's have for those ads, but I mean, they probably use it all on Stallone and the Muppets and De Niro, but I imagine there's still, pretty good fees for actors as well. But yeah, as Di says there, Chris Stone isn't the most expensive person around either. No, Chris, you just get what you pay for. You know, in a lot of this industry, you get what you pay for. Tony Blake's too cheap. He's brilliant. You get way more than you pay for with Tony. But yeah, a lot of the showreel producers who are like, I'll do a scene for 50 quid. You can tell it's 50 quid scene. 150, you can tell it's 150. By the time you get into Chris's level, do you know what though, Di? I'd even argue that when you're paying more than that, you don't get better quality. I've seen people charge £750, £1,000 for a showreel package, so to speak, and it's been dire. If I'm honest with you, like really disappointing. So please shop around, folks. That goes across the board for everything. Anyone who's thinking of signing up to actsonthis.tv, go on IMDb. My name's Ross Grant. Go on IMDb. Look at my work. Look at my social media. Look at what I'm working on. Look at the guests on actsonthis.tv. I've been doing this 14 years. I work very regularly on telly, but don't just give me money because I'm like, come and join the membership. I mean, you can, and it's safe to join the membership. It's £6.75 a week as well. It's dirt cheap. It's not hundreds of pounds. That's something that I'm consciously aware of. I want to make it as accessible as possible, but please be careful because there's so many shysters, honest to God, just out to promise you the earth, deliver nothing. If anyone is promising you more success than they have had, run a mile. So many actors set up acting classes promising you they're the key to this, that, and the other. And you're like, mate, you've never done anything. I don't know if there's still those two in the industry. There's two young people in the industry and their intention was probably pure, I think. I'd like to think so. But my God, they were charging actors 500 quid for a coaching call or something. And they openly admitted they'd never had an agent or a TV job in their life. I'm like, what are you... It's so audacious. It's insane. I'm not saying you have to be the best actor in the world to be a great coach. There's probably, I don't know, boxing coaches who have never won world heavyweight titles, but they're great boxing coaches. But you still got to have some freaking decent experience, in this industry. Please be careful because there's just a lot of crap. Right, what else is going on? Josh said I've done 2 scenes with Chris and got my money back both times with 2 TV jobs. Yes, Josh. Yeah, your scenes have always been good though, Josh, mate. I even liked you did a scene with a company that wasn't even Chris once that was good. Production values weren't as good, but your acting's good in it, mate. So was solid. Yeah, so but your type, the industry, you know how to market yourself. So you just get it. Did a farmer one today for 14k. Who did, Nick? You did. Oh, just an audition. I thought you meant you'd done a job. A pharmaceutical job for 14 grand. Yeah, we maybe need to all get into commercials. I told you that biscuit advert I've been doing has been one of the best paying jobs I've ever had. It's good. It's good. It means the state of the economy is definitely. Well, we've come out of recession now. Officially last week, apparently we're out of recession now. So the future is much brighter. We're coming into summer, so physically it's much brighter, and metaphorically speaking, it's much brighter. Is some more budget for our acting jobs. Right, let's have a look. What else? I was looking through the Excel spreadsheets for casting directors and acts on this. Could only see one for commercials. Are there more on there that I missed? Sam, I'm not entirely sure. For those people who are like, what's Sam talking about? If you're an annual member of actsonthis.tv, you get access to our famous Ultimate Contacts database. You can't buy this. You'll never be able to buy it. It's free if you get an annual membership. If you get an annual membership, you save 45 quid a year. And you get this bad boy for free. It's basically the most in-depth database of casting director, casting assistant, and casting associate and agent contact details on Earth. 2 different versions of it, one for agents, one for casting. Not going to show you because I'll show you dead quick. Look at all these. Not going to keep it on the screen because people will just rob it. But I'll check, Sam. I'll check which commercial casting directors we've got on there. I mean, the big commercial casting directors, Martin Gibbons would definitely be one of those. Hammond Cox would probably be on there. They would be one of those as well. There's not that many that do adverts, like specialise in. There's other casting directors will do them occasionally. But Hammond Cox and Martin Gibbons are the 2 that spring to mind for me who like do a lot of the big brand stuff. I'll have a look. If anyone's got any suggestions, to add to that list, we'll get those on the next update, Sam, as well. But that's something that we've not really focused on a lot in the past. It's been mostly straight acting jobs. So that's why all the casting directors on there will be, for TV, drama, and comedy. But that's something maybe we could create a separate section of in a future iteration of the database. It's good idea. I'll ask Petch about that. He's the guy who collates all that. He spent 250, 300 hours on that. Bless him. Right, let's have a look. Did I say kick the tyres, Nick? I say kick the tyres quite a lot when I'm telling people to go into the site and just play around. I was going, just get a monthly membership, kick the tyres. Now he's saying it's a drinking game every time I say kick the tyres, have a shot. Both scenes I've done with Chris says Die have been really well tailored to what I asked for. As I read them, I was going, oh, we chatted about that. I know where that came from. Yeah, it's all custom Die. He's good at doing that, him and Steph. Definitely. Indra's done a scene as well. It was a self-tape Nick had for that farmer job. Well, Nick, fingers crossed, mate, 14k. You'll be buying the shots that we all drink when I say kick the tyres. Josh is getting on his plane. Safe travels, Josh. Get yourself back to Blighty, mate. Get one of these T-shirts. Shop.actsonthis.tv. Don't forget. Get one of the first 100. And I think that's about it, folks. We've kind of come to the end of everything I wanted to say. I will be announcing the in-person meetup date. Well, the date's the 1st of June, Saturday the 1st of June, but I'll be announcing the venues for Manchester, a new venue for London that we've just confirmed today. Di Ellis, Legendaire, is going to host our first ever Birmingham meetup for any Midlands-based actors. I got your email, Di. It's an absolute dream. I can no doubt you were a great event planner. I think you said you were an event planner. I will reply to that. Thanks ever so much for sending it through. But I will get all the details up in the community hub on actsonthis.tv soon. For those people who don't know what that is, just dead quick, click on the community tab. Get yourself into the hub and you will see a meetups tab when this loads. Come on, community. At the top there on the end, meetups. Nothing there at the moment. It says create my next meetup, so I've got to create it. So, you will see in there all of these meetups with the details, the venues, where we're meeting, when they're on. It's going to be 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. across the board now. We're not having different times in different cities. I didn't want that. We've been doing London 2 till 5. But I've had a lot of emails from people saying it takes up too much of their day because 2 o'clock's too early to really get anything good in the morning. Travelling home, across London after 5 p.m. is a nightmare, especially in the winter when it's dark. So we're moving everything 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. Manchester, Birmingham, London. Means you can have a little bit of a lie-in, get yourself out, have a coffee, have a cake, have a natter, network with all the members of our community, and then you're done for 2 o'clock. So you're ready for a matinee in London, or Birmingham, Manchester, or you can go shopping or meet your friends or whatever. We're just going to do 11 till 2. I know people might have acting workshops or acting courses on a weekend. Apologies if it clashes, but that's just the way life is. Unfortunately, there are 11 other Saturdays in each quarter where you can get acting classes in. Sometimes it might just clash, but it's still going to be 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. I just think it's better across the board if we do that. So keep an eye on the members area for all that. And Di, yeah, I mean, you have the pressure's on, Di. we will try and market that as much as we can to get you with the first one. I don't know how many people obviously will be around to join you. When I first started doing them in Manchester 14 years ago, I would go to meetups, Di, honestly, and there'd be 3 of us to start with. Like, for a few months, there'd only be 3 or 4 of us. Then, we got to a point in Manchester before lockdown where 40, 50 people were turning up. It was great. Since then, we averaged now maybe, 25, 30. It's not as much as it was before lockdown because we do everything on Zoom now as well. But it'd be great if we can even get 10 people there for you, Di. That'd be wonderful. And just thank you so much for stepping up and doing that, because that's amazing. We need people in the community to chip in sometimes. I will try and organise as much as I can from this end, but yeah, it's helpful sometimes to get some help from members as well. So the new app, Nick, quickly before we go, is going to launch. I was just talking to John, the lead app developer, is going to launch this week. So no, it's not the one that's on the App Store at the moment for Acts on This. Is just a developer app. I wouldn't download it, to be honest with you. It's not the newest version. What will happen is I will publish it under my developer account, and I'll send a link out to everybody. When that's ready, you download the new version and you can delete that old one that you might have already got. But yeah, it will be available. I'm hoping this week. I literally verified my identity with Google for the Android store today. You got to jump through a lot of hoops to publish stuff on Android. That's why a lot of companies just go, we're going to do an iPhone only app. I'm like, well, I can't do that. I've got Android users, but it's a lot of work doing it on Android. No wonder people don't bother. So yeah, I'm going to try and get that out by the end of this week, along with the merch shop and everything else. It's all happening. So yeah, I will get everything out there as soon as I possibly can. And Sarah Jane's going to be at the Birmingham one. Di, at least you've got one. Yes. We know we've got one member there for this first one, if nothing else. But yeah, hopefully, Sarah Jane, bring some people with you. Fill your car up. Bring some people with you. Even if they're not members, get them down there. Definitely. Oh, your Android, Nick. Yeah, I'm catering for you, mate. You know what I mean? I'm not a Spotlight. I don't think they've got an Android app yet, have they? Have they got an Android app? I know they were like, oh, it's coming. Is it, though? I know the hoops you got to jump through. They've got millions of pounds. I haven't. I've still got the app out there on Android. Eat that, Spotlight. I love Spotlight, though. They're all lovely. But yeah, get your Android app out. Right, I'm going to finish by playing this trailer for Guy Howe again. Join us Thursday night. Please come and join the community. If you're an actor, like I say, you want to work more on TV, you will not find a more legit, supportive, nicer community out there. And also, you won't find a community out there that has the caliber of guests that we have on every single week. We do get guests on that no one else gets on. Literally the biggest names. Casting directors that do not do workshops, do not do any of this other stuff. Because I've been running Acts on This for 14 years. When they were casting assistants, they were coming Acts on This 14 years ago. Now they're running the show. They'll still come on because we've kind of come up together. They don't do workshops for other people, though. So, yeah, come and get involved. I would really, really appreciate it. And anything I can do for anybody, please hit me up anytime. It takes me a little while to get back to people if you're emailing me, but I will do my absolute best. And I'll see you guys Thursday night with this legend here, Mr. Guy Howe. And let's get you signed. Let's get you signed with a great bloody agent this year. Love to you all. Have an amazing week. I'll catch you with you soon. Until next time, bye for now. Actors, how are you getting on with your agent right now? Maybe you're looking for your first agent, looking to change agents, or simply looking to work even more effectively with your current agent. Whatever boat you're in, you're going to find this week's ActOnThis.tv live mastermind session invaluable. It's taking place on Thursday, the 16th of May at 7:30 p.m. on Zoom with this absolute legend here, founder and agent at WGM Atlantic Group. It's Guy Howe. Back on Act on This. Guy, amazing to have you back, mate. What are we going to be covering on Thursday night then?
Well, Ross, thank you for having me. We're going to cover the ethos behind what we do Obviously, as a company, as agents, we all have different opinions. So the subjectivity within that, and obviously how to map out an actor's career from getting from A to B, and the best way to do that most efficiently.
Absolutely, and we're going to be reverse engineering 3 of Guy's clients, 3 recent signings, actors that have approached WGM for representation, have got that approach right, have got signed. We're going to be looking at exactly what they did, why Guy signed them, so that you guys, if you're looking to get rep from WGM this year, you can hopefully get it right as well. You can implement what those guys did in your approach. If you want to get involved in this, get yourself over right now to actonthis.tv/live for full details of this session. And every session, we sit down almost every single week with the biggest casting directors, agents, actors, writers, directors, and producers in TV, helping you push your acting career forward faster. And Guy, you'll be used to this. I think I asked you this last time, but I'm going to put you on the spot. Why don't actors want to miss this session in particular?
Well, I've been begging Ross to let me do this for 4 years. Every week I'd call him saying, please, Ross, please. And he would say, no, Guy, we've got more important guests. Bye for now. And finally, he's given me this wonderful opportunity. So I'm super psyched. It's going to be amazing. I've got so many industry truths that I just want to share with you all. So come, we'll have fun. It'll be nice.
I love it. I've definitely not denied him, but you've got to be there. It might be 4 years till he gets back on. Be there, folks. Act on this. actonthis.tv/live.